In a rapidly changing educational landscape, the role of school principals goes beyond administration. It now requires strong leadership, innovation, and the ability to inspire both teachers and students. To this end, Lagos State Education District 1, in partnership with Africa Brand Review, convened school principals for a transformative training designed to sharpen their leadership skills for the 21st century.
The principal is the role and responsibility is the chief learning officer of his or her school. It's not about covering the syllabus. It's about mastering learning. That is the first rule. That the principal ensures that learning takes place in his or her school. That is responsibility. And the totality of whatever you do in your school is ensuring that learning takes place.
And the topic particularly for me is interesting, and that's transformative principles. Once the head is fine, the entire body should be fine. Once the principals know what to do, what to look out for. Some of the things I spoke to them about were the fact that they're game changers, they're influencers, they should be creative and innovative, and that's what the TGPS2 has said. And it is really very interesting that she's partnered with a body, African Brands Review, to bring this to fruition. It tells you things are not the way they used to be, things will not remain the way they were, but we're going to continuously search for ways, look for ways to improve what we have in the education sector in Lagos State.
The program exposed participants to practical strategies on goal setting, influence, social intelligence, and flexibility, key competencies required to effectively manage today's schools.
When we talk about the standard being declining or increasing, it cannot be taken in isolation. What makes a standard of education is holistic. The quality assurance, the schools, the teachers, the students. When you take the aggregate and the cumulative of all, you'll be able to analyze whether it's declining. But in Nigeria, as much as the government is trying to hold on to the standard, the beneficiary of education, which is the end result, is making the standard to decline.
So we're talking about the output and the input. We're really talking about the process by which these students are learning. What are those things that contribute to their learning process? The environment also determines, are we making the environment conducive for them?
The essence of people failing is when topics are skipped by their teachers in the school. As public school principals, many of us cannot reject subject teacher posted to us. But the onus is on the principal to really know if the subject teacher is competent or not competent. How do you know? For example, the topics, they ought to cover first 5 weeks or 6 weeks of a term. You can ask teacher of another school to send questions for your students. Ask them to answer all. You will not find that ask that teacher also to mark for you. You find that your brilliant students will be getting 0 in some topics. Why? You find that those topics are skipped by their teacher because the teacher does not have capability in that area. So because you know that teacher does not have capability, you now know that it's a signal for you to invite another subject teacher to come and help you take that subject teacher in your school. So that is about collaboration.
As a transformative principal, I've learned to regularly analyze both internal and external examination results so as to use the analysis to motivate my teachers as well as the students to achieve better.
We have learned so much on how to move our school forward, what we are supposed to do as leaders when we get to school, how to carry the student along, the community, all the stakeholders in education, parents, school-based management committee, the alumni, the religious organization, that government cannot do it alone. Even at 0 level of financing, school can still move on.
As a leader, I have also learned that I should produce other leaders. We should learn to delegate responsibility let our subordinates make mistakes and we give room for correction and not just write them off. And apart from that too, realize that all our students are special and have potential. They all have their own individual differences. No two children can be alike, and we are to relate to them based on their distinct characteristics.
I want to say a very, very loud appreciation to our TGPS for bringing this training at this right time and geared towards the right direction. This is transformative, the transformative principle, and it's very wide. We have touched several areas through the facilitator.
The last WAEC, in Education District 1, we had a little improvement, and the commissioner and the PS of education thought it wise how to encourage the principals more. And so all principals that had performance of 70% and above in the last WAEC, that's 2025 WAEC, both WAEC and NECO, they were given commendation letter. And that happens to be the first of its kind. It will go a long way to encourage others, because it's not just a commendation letter, it's a letter telling them they've done it well, they need to do more.
Facilitators emphasize the importance of principals as vision drivers, tasking them to become go-getters who can inspire excellence, adapt to change, and foster positive relationships within their school communities.